Essentially, what I'm saying is you have to set yourself up for success from the moment that you wake up. Hello guys, today we're gonna do the very requested Cambridge Q&A. I'm really excited for this one because Cambridge was such a dream for me. It was like I was dreaming about going here for years before I actually got in. So yeah, I'm very excited to share this with any of you who are aspiring to go here as well. And I'm really excited, so let's get into it. So I asked you guys to send me all of your most important, biggest questions regarding Cambridge, regarding how I got here, how I like everything, all of that. So today I'm gonna answer all of that. But yeah, okay, let's get started. So the first question that I want to answer is why I decided to go to Cambridge in the first place, how I ended up here. Everyone's always like, Miriam, how did you end up here in Cambridge? Why did you even go? I mean, you were studying at La Sapienza in Rome, and what are you doing in Cambridge now? So let me tell you all about it. So as some of you know, I'm not a full-time Cambridge student. I am an exchange student here at Cambridge, which yes, it is possible. It's actually possible to do an exchange here in Cambridge just like at any other university. Cambridge takes exchange students every year, and I am one of those. So I studied in Rome for like 2 years, and then I decided I wanted to spend my last year abroad in Cambridge. So I went through the whole application process, which was definitely a mess, but we managed, and now we're here. And I actually filmed another video all about how the application process works and like what documents I had to submit and everything. So if you're interested in doing your exchange program and Cambridge as well, then definitely check out that video. I think I'm gonna put it like up here, the link somewhere. And I just want to let you guys know that the process of getting in was hard. It was hard work, and definitely didn't like just fall from the sky for me. I just had so many mental breakdowns when I was submitting my application. I was just like calling my best friends all the time. I was just like losing it completely because it is hard, and the way that I also got in through my home university, Sapienza, was just really difficult because we were so far behind already with the deadlines and everything, so I had to do everything so quickly, and it was a mess, but here we are. So that leads me into my next question, which is how hard is it to get into the university as an international student? So I can only speak from my own experience, which is obviously through the Erasmus program as an international exchange student, but I'm going to tell you my experience. So I think that the work that you do before even applying is so much more important than you realize, because for me, they were not just like considering my application, of course, they were also considering the grades I got, the extracurricular activities that I did. I had to write like a letter, like a motivational letter, and I was able to put everything that I already did way before I even thought about applying. So like the 2 years that I was studying at my home university, Sapienza in Rome, all of the experience and like all of the things that were even like slightly related to what I would study in Cambridge, all of that, like I was able to put all of that into my letter and just make it like a really strong application letter, and I think that helped me a lot. So if you are like even slightly thinking about applying as an international exchange student, or like applying in general, I think this applies for like even if you just want to apply for like a normal bachelor or something at Cambridge, definitely make sure that you do as much as you can before the application to just really build a strong foundation and to really show them like I'm really interested in this, because I feel like what they want to see is that you are super passionate about your course, that you're the type of person who's going to put in the work, that you're dedicated, that you're hardworking, and that you're very curious. I think curiosity is also very, very important. So make sure to just like do extracurriculars that follow your like that go along with your passions, and that also kind of like that you could kind of like build into the letter that you are gonna write when you're gonna apply. And so another thing that obviously like is an obstacle for anyone who is not native in English is to do the language test. And so for me, the requirement was that I had to get a TOEFL test, and I had to get at least 110 points with, I believe, like 25 points or above in each component. And for me, I barely had time to study for the TOEFL. Like, I did a TOEFL as well to get into my home university, so Sapienza, because my course was in English, and obviously I'm not like native. So I remember I got like 101 points in the first one that I did like 3 years ago, but it wasn't enough, so I had to do another one. And I was so stressed about it. Like, guys, oh my god, like I was just like losing it, because I had like 1 week to prepare for the test and to get like one of the best marks that you can get in the test, and it all worked out. I still can't really believe it. Like, the night that I got the test results just felt unreal. Like, it was such an Elle Woods getting into Harvard moment. I was just like completely stunned, and I can remember it perfectly. When I got the test results, and it was like exactly 110 points, and I was just like crying, like out of joy. I was so happy. But if you want some tips from me to prepare for the TOEFL, I would say, or like for any English test, I guess, I would say it doesn't matter. Like, if you just have 1 week, try to do the best you can in this week. It's like, try to look at it from the bright side, and just don't think about the fact that some people study for this test for like months or years. Just focus on what you can do with the time that you have. And for me, what really helped me a lot, like, I didn't pay for anything, like I didn't like do any TOEFL preparation like course or anything like that. Like, I was just studying with free resources that I found on YouTube. There's a ton of videos, like practice videos that you can do. I did a lot of like especially reading comprehension, because I'm somebody who just reads very slow, also in my native language and in any language that I speak. I read extremely slow, so that was something that I really had to practice, because even if your English could be like on point, like even if you're a native speaker, sometimes you still don't get the results that you need to get to get into Cambridge. Like, obviously, if you're a native speaker, you don't even need a test. If your English could be like perfect, you still need to prepare yourself for the test. So what I would recommend, especially if you don't have enough time, is to not focus on improving like your overall English, because I feel like there's really not that much that you can do in like a week. But I would really advise you to prepare yourself for the test that you're taking, to really get familiar with the outline of the test, how much time you have, to just do as many practice tests as you can. And also, one tip that really helped me a lot was to do the practice tests. Like, there was one on YouTube that really helped me a lot, which was, I'm sure you can find it like whenever you look up practice tests, like TOEFL reading exam or listening exam, like just try out all of the tests. But one thing that really helped me a lot was to do those tests in a shorter time than what I would have in the actual test. So you prepare yourself to actually get it done like a little bit faster than as if you do in the actual test. So what I'm saying is just like, put yourself under the stressful situation already before you take the test, so that when you have the test, and when you're going to take the test and you're probably going to be stressed anyway, at least the way you practiced was with less time than you will have in the actual test. I don't know if that makes sense, but for me, that worked very well. Also, I advise you to practice like under extreme conditions sometimes. So just like try to put on music in the background, just because, I mean, I took the test from home, but still, like, it could always happen that there's like some distractions going on. Like, I don't know, someone's building something outside, someone decides to like play music outside that day, you know, and it's like really loud and distracting you. So just prepare yourself for those things and you're gonna be fine, don't worry. Another tip to get in as an exchange student is definitely to make sure you have like good relationships with your professors, in a way that they know you are someone who is dedicated, and they know that you are someone who puts in work and who always shows up in their course, who is very responsible, who gets good grades, because you will need recommendation letters. So for me, I was always like very dedicated to my course as well. In Sapienza, I was trying my best. I was getting good grades, of course, which like is also obviously something that you need to have. Like, I'm not sure if you need a certain average. I don't think you need a certain average. For me, if any of you are interested, I had a 28 point something out of 30 in Sapienza. So just check however that converts to like whatever country you're in. But just make sure to have professors that also know you, so that they can actually write something about you when you need the recommendation letter, because my university is huge. It's the biggest university in Europe, so the classes are really big. It's very unpersonal, not sure if that's a word, but it's very nobody really knows everyone, obviously, because it's so big. So just make sure that you stand out, that your professors are going to be like, oh yeah, of course I'm going to write you a recommendation, like I know this person and she's always like showing up and she deserves it. Okay, next question was, what surprised you the most about Cambridge? And so for me, I have to say, so first of all, I never ever visited Cambridge before going here, and the city is so beautiful. It is incredibly beautiful, and I think the things that surprised me the most was really how international it is for such a small city, because the city is tiny, like it's really so small, but you have so many different cuisines, you have people from all over the world, and I was expecting that, but I didn't expect it to that extent. And I don't know, I just really love the international vibe. Another thing that really surprised me was that the workload was not as bad as I expected it to be. I was really before I came here, I was really I was scared I was not gonna have a life. I was scared I was not gonna be able to sleep because I would have so much work. And I mean, I'm not saying that it's not a lot, but it is definitely manageable. So please don't stress yourself out too much over the workload. You just need to figure out what works best for you. And for me, in the first few weeks, I was stressing myself out so much. I was trying to read every single book, every single page, read it multiple times again, because I read very slow, and I was just losing it because I was just stressing myself out to the point where I wasn't being productive. So just really, and once I just kind of slowed down and I was like, okay, what do I actually need to read? What is actually really important? So I really narrowed it down to the question that I need to answer in each particular essay, and I really understood the question, and I really was like, okay, which resources are going to help me answer this question? Then I started to just get way more relaxed. My grades got better, everything just got better. I had more free time because I wasn't trying to read everything and anything about the topic. I was very specific about the thing that I had to write my essay about. And what also really helped me a lot, which really helped me to manage the workload, was, and obviously all of this is just going to apply to any subjects where you're going to have to write a lot of essays. I know a lot of people who are studying science and stuff, they don't have to write that many essays, but if you are going to write essays, then I really advise you to think about what you want to write about before you read anything, even, because the lectures help a lot. And attend to lectures, guys. Please attend to lectures. I don't understand why people are not attending the lectures here, but attend to lectures, please, and you're gonna be fine. Because in the lecture, what I saw most of the time is that the professor already gives you a ton of information about the topic, so that when you want to write your essay and when you choose your essay question, you want to be sure that you have a thesis statement already. You want to be sure that you have a thesis statement, you have a broad overview about what you want to write about, to just have a really broad overview of your paragraphs and stuff, and then specifically for that question, search out what information are going to help you the most from the reading list that you get. But yeah, I think that one of the things that really surprised me a lot was that people really value their free time as well. There's a ton of sport clubs, there's a ton of extracurricular activities that you can do to just enjoy your free time, and that's also something that the university really cares about. They don't want you to study 24/7. They have a ton of offers, well-being services, all of that. They don't want you to study 24/7, and that was really very surprising for me, because I kind of expected it to be like that a bit more, and to just kind of have the hustle culture and just this kind of not toxic. I didn't expect it to be toxic, but I expected it to be a little bit I guess you know what I mean. But it's not like that at all, at least from my experience. I've had a beautiful experience, and from what I've seen is that they really care about your well-being. They really care about the fact that you have something going on in your life besides studying, and that's something I really think is beautiful. And I don't know, I just really like that. So the next question was, how do you manage workload and stress? And I think we already kind of touched upon that. To just be organized, to have a plan, to figure out what exactly you want to do and write about, to just like have a plan, basically. Like that's the most important tip I can give you. I really have to say, for me, I was not as stressed as I thought I would be. I obviously had moments where I was like kind of losing it because I had an essay due the next day and I didn't finish it yet, or like those moments obviously will come. So be prepared that those moments also are gonna hit you at some point. But I really have to say that if you just give yourself enough time, I think to know yourself is the most important thing. For me, I know that I can't finish an essay in like a day. I need at least like 4 days to write something that I'm actually proud of and that is actually good. So know yourself. Like if you're somebody that can finish an essay in like a day or two, great. Like that doesn't work for me. And I just know I'm gonna be stressed in the end. So just make sure that you plan, because the thing is that you have the liberty of choosing when you want to do your work. And that can be kind of a blessing, but also kind of like a burden, because I know that a lot of people struggle with like organizing themselves. And for me, it's something that I've always worked on because I was working as well while I was studying when I was in Rome, and I was working from home. So I always had to have like kind of like a schedule for myself. But I know that a lot of people struggle with that. So I really recommend try to get to know yourself better. Try to get to know what the times are that you work best and what the times are that you just simply can't focus that well. I think it's all about like finding that connection with yourself. And just also try, I know it's difficult, but try to just not take it too seriously, because at the end of the day, they're very understanding as well. So if you have one bad grade, or you, I don't know, one supervision doesn't go as planned, then that's completely fine, because they really understand. And as I said, they really care about your well-being. So it's completely okay if you have one like bad grade, bad essay, one topic you didn't understand. That happened for me as well. And my professor was super understanding. He was like, hey, I think this wasn't your best essay. And I was like, yeah, I really didn't understand the topic that well, honestly. And I felt like I didn't have enough time to really create something that I'm like really convinced of myself. So that was okay, and that's not gonna I don't know, like change the way that anyone thinks about you. That's not gonna ruin your academic standards for yourself. Like that's not gonna do anything. It just means that you are human and you had a bad day or a bad essay topic, or you just didn't understand something that well, and that's okay. I'm also somebody that's really big on finding routines that work for you and that will help you to minimize your stress for the day. Essentially, what I'm saying is you have to set yourself up for success from the moment that you wake up. So what I do is, I know that I'm a very easily irritated person. So I know that if I don't do my morning meditation, if I don't work out in the morning, if I don't have a really good breakfast in the morning, and if I don't like listen to my affirmations and stuff, I am gonna be more prone to get stressed throughout the day. And that's just something that I have seen in my own life. And I'm not saying you have to like copy and paste my morning routine, which you can also see on my channel, by the way, if you want to check that out. I have a lot of videos where I'm like filming my student life and like my mornings and stuff. I love journaling as well. But what I'm saying is that you need to find what works for you. If you love going for a morning run and that makes you feel great, and you notice that you're happier throughout the rest of the day and you feel more calm, you feel more ready to like tackle the day in a way that makes you feel good, then go for that. That doesn't work for me, but maybe it works for you. If there's something else that you have in your mind that you feel like, oh, this could work for me, maybe I want to start incorporating some healthier habits into my life, then you should absolutely go for it. And just don't hesitate to try new things as well, because why not? And also, one thing that definitely helped me a lot was to talk about my problems openly whenever I had a problem with anything. Like whenever I was too stressed, I went to the mental health advisor like multiple times here in Cambridge, like at my college Peterhouse, because I was stressed at times and I was overwhelmed, and I just really needed this like professional advice that they also provide to you. So definitely take advantage of that. Like almost everyone I know went through the mental health office at least like once or twice throughout their time here, and I think that that's a great resource. It's amazing the amount of help that they provide for you. They offer like so many like well-being meetings as well. Like we have, for example, like a well-being coffee and cake session twice a week, where you can just like get free coffee and free cake and stuff, and you just get to like take a break from your stressful study day, and you just, yeah, like the college really, or at least my college really provides a lot of assistance for that, and definitely take advantage of that, because they're not doing it just for fun and giggles. They're doing it because they know Cambridge is tough, and they know that we're very young, and it's probably going to be, for most of you, if not the first time moving out, and definitely like still one of the first times living away from home, being away from your friends, being away from your family, and that is tough. Another thing that I get asked a lot is how I deal with homesickness and cultural differences. So that's such an interesting topic, because I think I got the biggest shocks, probably like culture shocks, when I was living in Italy. And I think that the UK is, again, like very similar to Germany. I was very positively shocked though, to be honest, because I really have to say, me being German, I am so incredibly shocked at how nice everyone is here. Like I don't understand like what it is or where it's coming from, or why it's just not like that in Germany, because I feel like everyone's just kind of rude in Germany. It's just like so funny, because when I went to the US for the first time, and people were asking me how my day was, like when I was just ordering a coffee, like, hey, how are you, how was your day? I was like, what? Like, did you actually just ask me how my day was? Like, were you just being like a little bit nice? I don't care if it's superficial as well. Like, I think that that's still like way better than like the German attitude of just being like, hey, what do you want to order? Like, I don't know, I feel like I prefer the other extreme, even if some people say it's superficial. But that's also been the case here a lot. Like, people are extremely nice from what I've seen. So yeah, I've been very positively surprised in that sense. People are super helpful as well. And yeah, I don't know, like I think that was the biggest thing. Speaking about homesickness, I need to say that I am not somebody who gets very homesick. It's never been like that for me. Even since I was very young, like I have never really struggled with homesickness. I mean, obviously there's moments when I also feel like I miss my parents, but I have to say, I think the person that I probably miss the most is my boyfriend, because we're in a very long distance relationship. And I can make a separate video about that if you guys are interested, but he lives in the US, and we've been long distance for like 2 years. Actually, yeah, pretty much exactly like 2 years this month, June. We met like June 2 years ago in Rome. And I think that's probably what I struggle with the most. I really have like bad days sometimes where I just miss him a lot, and yeah, I feel like that's probably the thing I'm kind of like struggling the most with right now. But I also have to say that in moments like that, what really helps me is to have some sort of like physical item that he gave me, or even when I miss my parents, that I have like some sort of physical item that they gave me or that they gifted me or something in my room. So I don't know, I can't give you an example right now, but I mean, for example, like I have a lot of hoodies that, you know, are my boyfriend's, or maybe from my parents, like a really sweet letter or a very sweet postcard or something. My mom also is great because she sends me a lot of packages. My dad also sent me packages when I was living in Rome, and that is just something that really makes my heart feel so much lighter, because receiving a package from the people you love, or just like, I don't know, just like anything, just like having a little box in your room maybe, where you just carry items that make you feel happy and that make you feel good, that are from the people that you love, that just really means the world. And especially in moments when times are tougher and you're struggling with the workload perhaps, or like anything in general, just like the culture shocks and just like the struggles of living in another country as a very young person. I think that having those like little things can really help a lot, or even just like cooking yourself your like comfort meal. Or for me, for example, I have this very specific tea that I love. It's like a chocolate chai that I've only ever been able to find in Germany. So I brought like a ton of that tea with me here, and it just gives me such a feeling of comfort. So tea is great, like especially if you don't have that much space for your luggage. Tea is amazing. Just bring tea if you like tea, because like it also has a specific smell, so like it reminds you of home and stuff, and I feel like that's something that has helped me a lot. Also, apart from all of that, obviously calling with people that you love regularly helps. I mean, for me, I think maybe also the reason why I'm not getting that homesick is because I just really talk a lot with my parents. I call my mom almost every day. I call my dad like maybe not every day, but if we talk, then for longer periods. And my mom, it's always just like kind of like a quick like check up, and with my dad it's more like a longer conversation whenever we FaceTime or we talk. And also my boyfriend, like we talk every single day. I've not missed talking to him one day since we are together, and that makes me very happy because I really need that like sort of connection to feel connected to somebody as well. So if you're someone that is prone to struggling with homesickness, I really recommend those things. As I said, maybe I'm not the best person to go to advice to for that specific problem like homesickness, but yeah, I think those were the things that definitely worked for me. And also one last thing, honestly, what I would not recommend, and I have not, again, like I don't know how it's really like to miss your family to like that extent, because I have not ever really been like that. And I really like don't want to diminish anyone's feelings who is feeling like that, but I think the thing that you should not do is to just book a next flight and like go back home, because I think that, or like just like constantly talking to your parents, constantly talking to whoever you're missing, because I think that when you do it too much, like when you overdo it, it just reminds you of the fact that they're not there and that you miss them so much, and that you're not with them right now. So what I definitely don't recommend is just going back home because you miss your parents or someone, because that way it gets really hard for you to actually deal with the fact that you are not living in your home country anymore, and that you are not living with your parents anymore. And I feel like for me at least, that's something that I definitely wouldn't do, because I feel like when you do that, then it's going to be very tough to like actually find your space in the new city that you moved to, in any scenario, like wherever you go. And what I definitely also recommend is kind of distract yourself. Sometimes distraction is not like unhealthy, I think, and just find hobbies that you enjoy, meet new people, try to immerse yourself into the Cambridge lifestyle, because there's so much you can do. There's amazing people here, everyone is super nice, and there's tons of societies that you can join. You can even just go for a little walk. It's a super pretty city. Just do something for your soul, do something for yourself, and try to just not be on the phone like all the time, every day. Definitely do talk to whoever you're missing, but just don't let it consume your entire life, because now the thing is that you have your life here now, and you're like, your focus of your life is in Cambridge, and it's not back home anymore, it's here. So you want to make sure that you build a life for yourself, and that you don't hold on too strongly to what you kind of left behind, because it's not a bad thing. Like, it's not leaving something behind forever. Like, you can always go back, you know, after you finish studying, but like for now, I think the healthiest thing is really to build a life here that fulfills you and that makes you happy, so that you're not constantly like escaping to your old life, because your old life is like your old life, you know, you can't go back to that. And I love this one quote, which was like, in order to live your new life, you have to let go of your old one, or something like that. Like, I really like that, and that's very true for any life scenario, I think. And yeah. Okay, next one is a funny one. What is my honest opinion about the food here in Cambridge, the weather, and British lifestyle? Okay, so first things first, the food. I don't know. I mean, I just came out of like Italy, where I was living for 3 years, so obviously I was very blessed with the food that we had there. And I think probably any country in the world can't really compete with Italy when it comes to food, in my opinion. But I have to say, I mean, the college food isn't like terrible, not the best food that you will ever have. So like it's okay. They usually have like healthy options as well, which I very like value, which is really important to me, to like fuel my body with food that actually nourishes me and not just like eat junk all the time. So they do have like different options. They have like healthy options, but at Peterhouse at least like food has not been that great. I've been to other colleges. I like Pembroke food a lot. But yeah, I think that's basically it. About the weather, but also I have to say like there's a lot of ways in which you can get creative with cooking here, even if you have like a tiny kitchen. It's such a pain. Like we don't even have a real kitchen and all of that, but like you can definitely get creative. There's also a ton of places that offer student discounts. Make sure to always, wherever you go, ask if there's a student discount, and yeah, you don't have anything to lose. About the weather, so honestly, today is the first day that it is cloudy since like 2 weeks. Cambridge weather has really been amazing. I have to say, like, I am so surprised. I did not expect this. Like, I really thought that it was going to be rainy all the time and cloudy and all of that, but Cambridge weather has been really good. Like, it's been very mild as well, so in the winters it doesn't get as cold as, for example, in Germany, where I'm from, but in the summers it also doesn't get like too hot. I feel like it's a really good climate, and I like the temperatures, and for me it works very well. And it's also been very sunny, honestly. Like, it's been so sunny. I'm really surprised. And so about British culture, so I think that's a little bit hard for me to answer because I don't have that many like British friends here. Almost all of my friends are also internationals. I have to say, I think British culture, like, people are extremely nice from what I said, like, at least here in Cambridge and in my experience. People have been extremely nice. Everyone is very polite. I think very like well educated in that sense. And I mean, the only thing that's kind of funny and also like kind of cute is that everyone starts like drinking here at 6 p.m. Like, people who go out, like, they start like they're drunk by like 8 p.m. It's really funny because initially like that would just never happen. And even in Germany, like, I don't really think so. But yeah, it's just been kind of funny whenever I go and just like I'm just like going grocery shopping at like 8 p.m. and then I see people completely like drunk on the other side of the street, and I'm like, wow, like, you guys are very ambitious. The clubs close very early, so I guess like about drinking culture and in general, like everything closes very early. Like Cambridge, that's one thing that I don't like about Cambridge, is that everything just closes at like 5 p.m. and then the city is kind of dead and you're like, what do I do after 5 p.m.? Yeah, it's a really good question. If anyone has the answer, please let me know. Obviously you can always go to formal dinners and stuff, but like, I also don't want to do that every day. So yeah, almost everything closes at like 5. There's a lot of coffee shops that also already close at 4 p.m. So I think everything just closes very early. Drinking starts early too. And yeah, I think that's kind of funny. So someone asked what my daily routine is studying here. And I think the best way in which I can answer that is really just like to direct you to my playlist about the Cambridge Chronicles, because there you can actually see how my daily routine looks like. Like, I filmed so many videos and I love it. I love getting creative and just showing you guys how my life here actually looks like, because I was so curious. I was just like watching so many videos as well before coming here. So just check that out. But in general, I usually just like, I mean, during term time right now, I'm very lucky because I don't have exams. As an international exchange student, I don't have exams. Super lucky. So right now I'm just kind of doing whatever I want to do because I don't really have that much to do. Like, yeah, but in general, during term time, I would wake up around like maybe 7:30 on a good day, and do my morning routine, which takes very long, so I need my time in the morning. That really, like, as I said, that really sets me up for the rest of the day. Working out, eating good, like all of that, like meditating, stuff like that is really important to me. And then I would just usually like research for my essay until my class starts, or just go directly to class depending on how early it was. most of my classes were at like 12, so I had a lot of time in the morning to just really like take some time for myself, but also to study a little bit for my essay. And yeah, I would just go to class. I didn't have a lot of classes, only like 4 or 5 hours a week, and then usually like one supervision a week or sometimes two. And then honestly, I just wrote my essay for like, I would go to the library after my classes. Usually I went to the law library because I can focus very well in the law library. I really like the law library. Or go to any other library whenever I wanted to switch it up. Or just go to a cafe and just study until like 5, maybe 6, sometimes even longer. And just, you know, like do something fun after, like go meet my friends or even study together with my friends, stuff like that. And I usually went to bed like quite late as well, because then I would like not like really study again, but I would kind of inform myself about the books, or just, I don't know, like listen to podcasts about the topic that I was researching for, and just kind of read my essay and stuff. So go for walks, all of that. But yeah, I think there's actually a really good like work-life balance here. So yeah. And the last question I'm going to answer in this video, I know I still have a lot of questions that I want to answer. I'm going to do a separate video about like all the questions related to my personal life. Like a lot of you were asking like, oh, are you going back to Rome? Like, what's up with that? And I'm super excited to tell you guys like my current life updates. Okay, my phone just basically died. But I wanted to end the vlog with some advice for any of you who are trying to go to Cambridge, or who are just like trying to move countries, or like go to a university abroad in general, which is that I just want to tell you, absolutely go for it. Like, please don't think about it too much. Like, don't overthink it. We are so young, and I don't want you to grow old and always wonder what could have happened. I don't want you to live with the regret of not doing it. So even if it doesn't work out in the way that you wanted to, at least you tried. And I think that's like the most important part. And honestly, I think you're gonna love it here. I have a really good feeling about it. And yeah, just go for it. Absolutely go for it. And don't let fear hold you back. And yeah, I'm sending you guys so much love. I hope that you have a beautiful rest of your day, and enjoy every single second for when you finally come here. And follow for more, guys. I see that a lot of you guys still have not subscribed yet, and I think you should. So yeah, see you soon.